Hello, Namaskar. Welcome you to the SAAR Analysis. I am Chaman Naik and here's my take. But did you know nearly 1 out of every 5 barrels of oil consumed on earth passes through a single waterway, and that's just 21 miles wide. 21 miles. That's all it separates the stable market from economic shockwaves felt in every household. So here's a question. If a strip of water half the width of others can influence what you pay at the pump, the price of the grocery and the direction of the Wall Street, are we really witnessing the peace tonight? Or a simply pause before the next crisis? Because while the headlines celebrate a breakthrough between United States and Iran, the audience should ask a different question. What does evidence actually tell about? Now, according to sources, the reports indicate that the Washington and Tehran have reached an interim understanding designed to reopen Strait of Hormuz and move towards a broader negotiation. Well, the market reaction was immediate for sure. Oil prices retreated, global equities relied, investors exhausted. But the question rises, why? Because the Strait of Hormuz roughly carries 20% of world's oil supply and nearly one-fifth of global liquefied natural gas trade. Now its closer does not stay in the Middle East. It travels, it increases the shipping cost, airline tickets, inflation, and the monthly budget of every single citizen. But beneath the optimism lies more complicated picture. The Israel continues to military operation in the region despite calling for restraint. Iran seeks for international legitimacy through United Nations framework, and most importantly, United States enter a political sensitive period where foreign policy success carry an enormous domestic significance. Well, the headline says peace, but the facts suggest something more fragile, a temporary convergence of interest. Now the question arises, why is this so important? Because the history has taught America an uncomfortable truth: the world's biggest geopolitical risk rarely announce themselves with a dramatic ending, they evolve quietly. Well, the ceasefire before negotiation, the negotiation becomes delay, the delay becomes miscalculation, and this isn't just a similar foreign affairs story, it is a story of every American. It affects the retirement portfolios, it affects small business, it affects truck drivers, it affects family, and most importantly, it affects the stability. Despite this agreement, the underlying tension remains unresolved. Well, the nuclear ambitions, the regional rivalries, the proxy conflict, and the decades of mistrust. Peace can stop the gunfire for sure, but it cannot instantly create that trust. Now, here's my take. The most dangerous mistake we make is confusing diplomacy with resolution. They aren't the same thing. Diplomacy buys time. Sometimes the time becomes the lasting peace, and other times it simply postpones something inevitable. Well, this agreement deserves a cautious optimism for sure, but any step away from the escalation, it matters. The audience understands that the credibility isn't built on announcing announcement until the commitments are implemented, restraint are sustained, and the region moves beyond temporary necessity towards genuine compromise. This story remains unfinished. Because the most consensual moments in the history often occur not during the war, but in the uncertain space between war and peace. Well, that's all from today's analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.